Welcome to the Real Chat Podcast. And here's your host, Casey, along with Damien, Nick, and Tommy. On the Real Chat Podcast.
We're talking sports and anything else that makes us laugh. Stick around here, hot takes, dumb takes, and troll each other mercilessly. It's the Real Chat Podcast.
I was just calling to shoot the breeze, but looked like a few other people might hear.
Got a show coming up. What we doing, man?
The big one of the year, you done been. If anybody knows, you know, and I want the people down there to know. July 12th is Cajun Heat 9. We've been doing this a long time, all the way back when it was GCW. In 2019, we rebranded to GSW, and so this is Cajun Heat 9. And 17, we started doing Cajun Heat, and we draw about 1,000 people at the Morgan City Auditorium, and it's kind of the basically independent wrestling, our super show. Some huge matches. We want the people that's down there that's waiting for see some good wrestling to come enjoy a great time. And if anybody knows, you can tell them it's worth the price of admission.
I can tell you what, we've been to the one that Jerry Lawler did the main event, I believe. Mm-hmm. We had a freaking blast, man. Yeah, that was one of the best times we've had at a wrestling show ever that I could possibly remember.
The people just don't understand. They see WWE and AIWF and all the stuff on TV, and a lot of people don't realize that there's such quality wrestling at independent shows for a fraction of the price. And without getting the word out there, people just don't understand and know that it's available. And all these guys that they're seeing now that's coming up and coming into the limelight now are guys that come from the independent circuit. So, you know, you get your chance to meet some of these guys before they're really big and superstars and get autographs and take pictures and do all that for $15. And that's hard to beat.
Tell us who's on the card, who's going to be working out there, and get some knowledge out there for the folks.
We got some big matches. There's a young guy on the scene right now, Wes Warren. He's from Mississippi. He's been doing a lot of stuff. He's done some dark stuff with AEW. He's fighting this really high-flying kid. It's a light heavyweight championship match. A kid named Andreas out of Atlanta is fighting Wes Warren for the vacant GSW light heavyweight championship. We got a name that you probably remember, Wild Thing, is facing another up-and-coming guy named Simon Phillips. He's all over the place on the Gulf Coast, and those guys are battling for the number one contendership. We also have the Overboys, which is Christian Blake and Jordan Ja, facing two luchadors from down on the coast, Ray Fury and Lucha Lacora, for the GSW Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. And we also have Vladimir Koloff, which is the GSW Heavyweight Champion. He's been the champion for 2 years. He's facing really, really solid, I guess you call him, almost looked like a Magnum TA from back in the day, the blonde hair, just strong, gritty guy named Brimstone. He's from Alabama, and they're fighting for the GSW Heavyweight Championship. And then you have a grudge match between Killer Shane and Michael White, which is a feud of two partners that goes back a long ways, and they just never seen eye to eye in the last couple of years. And then, of course, myself, which is the newly crowned AIWF World Heavyweight Champion. I won that belt in February, facing my longtime nemesis, Mad Dog Gil, which is the AIWF North American Heavyweight Champion. So you got the world champion facing the number one contender with the North American Heavyweight Champion. We expecting the crowds, man. Every year we're drawing 800 to 1,000 people. Morgan City Auditorium, great seats in there. It holds 1,200 people. There's no bad seats, even if you're up in the balcony. You know, it's a great view. You can come for $15, man, and see a hell of a card.
Mustang, tell me about this, man. You and Gil Gracie have done battle all over the Southeast, but y'all also had a little run where y'all made a little truce and y'all were partners, but now you're in the main event against one another again. What happened, man?
We fought each other for about 20-plus years, never could see eye to eye. The match that I fought him in the steel cage 2 years ago at Cajun Heat.
That was an awesome match.
It was a shoot deal. He got in a motorcycle wreck about 5 weeks before. He broke his orbital bone in his eye, broke his forearm, had a bunch of cracked ribs and all kind of stuff like that. And the guy still nursed himself up to be able to be about 60% and fight me in a steel cage. And because we had put this on for a whole year building up toward this. So I gave him credit where credit was due. He apologized. It was a sincere moment. And it took a little while, but I guess about 6 months later, he came to my aid when I thought it wasn't going to ever happen. And we decided to become a tag team. We won the tag team titles, held them for about 5 months, ended up losing them. And then, of course, I had my big match last year, Cajun Heat against Greg Anthony for the world title. I've been having this feud with Vladimir Koloff with forever. And Vladimir came out to the ring and went to interfere. Gil came out, chased him out, ended up, the referee called it a no contest because of outside interference. And when my back was turned, Gil, his true colors came out and smoked me with a chair and beat the hell out of me. And basically, I call it a jealousy thing. But his true colors came out and told everybody that I was wanting the limelight, wasn't worried about him. And next thing you know, our feud was on again, and we've been fighting ever since. And now it's all built up to where it seems like Cajun Heat's the place where it finally has to come to a head, because that's where the most people come. They want the big matches, and 25 years of feuding, and we still going at it. And I don't know how many matches I got left. I just made 30 years, so we're gonna figure out what's gonna happen July 12th.
Mustang, one thing that drives everybody at this table crazy, and I know you feel the same way, when we watch WWE or AEW or whatever, all the false finishes, man, it's become like gymnastics. They're just doing cartwheels. They're not telling a story. What's going on? Why do these young wrestlers think that that's what people want to see?
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's just a new thing, and I don't know why it's a new thing. I mean, who knows how people think? You got all the political stuff going on, the different rights, and people wanting this and people wanting that. I don't know. It's just a crazy world right now, and I just don't understand the mentality of not being able to sell a move. It just makes no sense. It's just a new age. They want to see the flippity flying and take a super kick, bounce off the ropes, super kick him, bounce off the ropes, Canadian Destroyer, bounce off the ropes, Canadian Destroyer. It's not what wrestling's about. If you want to have a acrobatic show and then go do that, to each his own. But I'm just old school, just like same way you feel and a lot of people feel out there. And that's why certain independent shows pride themselves on pretty much giving old school believability and bringing the crowd and keeping the crowd involved in it and tearing at those heartstrings and having a story and having something behind it and not just doing a bunch of flips and flying and no selling everything. And I hate it. That's why I don't watch AEW. When you got to do all that stuff, guess what? There's too many mistakes happen. And when a mistake happens, it really looks horrible. And it's just not believable. And I'm into believability. That's why me and Gil's feud has lasted so long, because we go in the ring and we beat the hell out of each other. And when he's got the advantage on me, of course, me being the hometown guy, the crowd's begging for me to come back. And when I do, they love it. When it's not, they hate him even more. It's what makes the world of wrestling really go around is pulling at the heartstrings of your great heels and your great baby faces,
Mike, I got to tell you, it's Wednesday night at 10:27, and you got your promoting shoes on, full, laced up, tight, ready to go. Man, I love it.
That was good stuff.
Oh yeah, man. No, look, I don't stop thinking about what I could do. I actually called you to shoot the bull about trying to get some wrestling down there in y'all area, like we've been talking about doing for about 5 years. And I said, well, maybe at 10:30, Damian done with his busy day and he got time to shoot the breeze. And next thing you know, I'm on the radio. So I'm gonna take advantage. I'm gonna take advantage of the situation.
I'll be honest with you. I should be sleeping for sure. We definitely appreciate the call in, Mike. Something that's pretty cool. We got a lot of sports listeners on our podcast. Tell us a little bit about the stuff that you do with Coach Kyle at Edie White. That's one of the coolest things that I've seen in quite some time.
That just kind of happened on accident. I think it was 2018 or 2019. I'm not sure. We had a show, and it was the year that whatever the year was one of the big hurricanes hit down this way. We had to postpone the show for a week. And I guess what happened was when everybody was trying to get themselves back in order and everything, Coach Kyle called me and he's like, Mike, he says, hey, he says, I didn't call you last week because we couldn't make it, but I'm looking to bring the boys on a field trip. He says, I've been knowing you a while. I respect what you do. I think wrestling would be a great avenue for me to bring the kids and let them have a great time. They can yell, they can scream, they can do everything they want to do. He says, man, he says, can you work out a deal with me? I said, well, can I? I said, how many kids you talking about? He said, about 90. I said, well, how about half price tickets? And he was like, deal. So he brought about 90 kids. They just absolutely went nuts, loved it. I became their guy. And ever since then, it's just been a streak. They haven't missed a show. The only show we missed was COVID when we couldn't do a show. They've just become dear to me. I mean, I go do all the homecoming stuff with them. I go to pep rallies. I try to get games. I just appreciate their support because kids these days, it's hard to get teenagers to want to all go together and watch a wrestling match when they all looking to chase tail and do whatever they're going to do. I know that's what we were doing. I mean, as much as I like wrestling when I was a kid. But anyway, those guys come, man, they just absolutely make the show better. It's just been a blessing, and it's just been a great relationship formed, and I can never thank them enough for their support, and they love me to death, man. I say I walk around all the time with Edie White clothing on and stuff like that. They gave me some shirts and everything. Like, oh man, you coach at Edie White, you went to it? No, Morgan City. I'm like, well, what you wearing that for? And I'm like, because they my people.
There you go.
Yes, indeed.
And that's what it's about, man. And they plan on coming this year. He told me plan on about 100. They got their own VIP section upstairs. And so that's how it happened. It's just their outing, and it's a great bonding time for them. And they come and they make the show better. So I need their support when it comes down. I'm getting older, man. 30 years of doing this, and I tell you what, when they start yelling and screaming, I feel like I'm 25 again. So that adrenaline starts pumping through. I can't tell them how much I appreciate them.
It feels good until the next day, and then you're in a bind, right?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it's and they're like, okay, yeah, now I remember I'm 54 years old.
I went to the Edie White State Championship game at UL a couple years back. I think it was against University. I see Mike on the sideline.
Yep.
The buddy
hanging out with me.
Like, what the hell is he doing? I was like, that's Mustang Mike, bro. They do a lot of stuff together. But I met up with Coach Kyle at a couple different wrestling events. I didn't realize how much of a fan he was. And
yeah,
we always talking some wrestling every time I get a chance to see him.
It's the only show they make, you know. I guess you got to be on the schedule with everything else, but they make that one, and I've always invited them, hey, you want to come to another show? Come on. And we was able to do that one show in Thibodaux about 3 years ago because there's just no venues in Thibodaux. You can't throw it in a little rec center, and then the big civic center is a little bit too big for what we do. And then, of course, you know, them being a Catholic school, you have to go through the diocese. And because I thought if we threw a show in Thibodaux at Edie White, it would be insane.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it would.
But that's why I want to get down there, man. We talk to the right people, and y'all get some stuff going. And we want to keep wrestling going while it's hot, and bring in something good and quality. And you know what we're about, and good wholesome show for the kids. You know. Price friendly, where the kids can come and you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. I mean, nowadays you go to the movies and bring 2 kids and the wife and popcorn and all that, and you spending $100, you know, versus you go to a wrestling show and they can cut up and jump and yell and scream and meet wrestlers, and you're going to spend less than that.
Mike, tell us one more time, how do we get tickets? Give us the date, give us the venue. Let us know how we get in that show.
July 12th, of course, it's getting closer. It's about 5.5 weeks away. You can get tickets in advance. They want to write down the number 985-518-0433. They can call for tickets. You can also log in on our Facebook, Gulf State Wrestling. You can look me up on Facebook, Mustang Mike. That's the easiest way to follow what we're doing is Gulf State Wrestling on my Mustang Mike page. And also, if you need the tickets and you want to get them, because some people like to sit close, some people just want to sit up in the balcony. But if you want to sit close, you're going to have to buy them pretty soon, because we got over 350 tickets already going with 5 weeks to go. So the floor will sell out, but there's no bad seat in the building. It's an incredible building. You got a 3-sided upstairs horseshoe. You're looking at the stage. We have a great design set up this year. It's going to be a great entrance, great talent. About a 2-hour and 15-minute show scheduled for 7 matches with an intermission where you can meet all the wrestlers. Where you're going to go, where you can go for $15 and see 7 great shows and have a great production put on right here close to town, where you got Morgan City, Louisiana. So no matter where you're coming from, if you're coming from New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, or down the bayou and Galliano, it's an hour and 20 minutes to Morgan City. It's almost the perfect location from anywhere you're coming from. So anybody out there listening, hit me up on Facebook, and I'm sure you can direct people the right way to get in touch with me. But like I said, that's the easiest way. Call the number 985-518-0433 if you want those reserved seats or you just want some information. And we appreciate having the support. Appreciate y'all letting us get on here and promote it. And going forward, we want to bring it down to Bayou too. I know you're working on something to get something down there to you people on that end.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do, Mike, we got our website launched today, group chat podcast, dtb.com. All the information on there with the links, everything, how to buy tickets, how to get in touch with folks. We want to definitely be there. We would like to do some content. So whatever ideas you got, definitely get some interviews with some folks and just produce some content over there. That'd be awesome. 100%.
Yeah, man.
We haven't gone on the road yet. I think that would be a great first road trip.
Well, let's set it up, man. Bring whatever you need. We'll get you a table to do what you need to do and promote it and put it all together. You know, this could be a beginning for a good relationship to get some things out there. Even if it ain't my federation, there's other federations out there. We want to support independent professional wrestling. It's just a missing thing that a lot of people realize that they think, I'm not going to watch wrestling. Because, you get a bad taste of things you see on TV. You're like, well, why would I want to go watch that? It's just different, when it's hometown guys and people that and local guys and the in touch where the guys are coming out and taking pictures and autograph with the kids. Still to this day, I just can't believe that kids come up to me and say I'm their favorite wrestler. It still blows my mind because I'm like, wait, me? I make a connection with people as we've always been, and I enjoy what I'm doing. That's why I can't stop. I've been doing this 30 years and my body's breaking down, but I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing because I enjoy it so much. And I want to bring it as many places that I can and get the people to come out and support it. And I promise you, you will never say that you didn't get your money's worth at a Gulf State wrestling show. Yeah,
it's a blast, man. Going to those non-WWE shows and those smaller venues, it's awesome, man. And I remember as a kid going there and having a blast, and as an adult, I still have a freaking blast.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your time, Mike. And I know it was impromptu, but we're going to get some content out for you, and we'll share that with you.
Okay, appreciate it, guys, and let's stay in touch on everything.
Absolutely.
Yep. Take care, brother.
Sure.
All right, see y'all later.
I see we open up the phone lines and we just roll.
Speaking of independent wrestling shows, remember the one for your birthday? That was
I don't actually.
The last time we all went to Cajun Heat, it was a crazy day.
That was awesome.
It was, and that was an awesome show.
The night was difficult.
The match he was talking about where he and Gil were in the cage, I think y'all had an AAU tournament that weekend. I actually went to that one. Mustang took the freaking suplex bump off the top of the cage. That was a crazy good match. And now they're going to be running it back. Mid-July, what do you say?
July 12th.
Well, yeah. Can't wait. That'll be
Didn't we go to the cage match? Was it Kevin Nash or Scott Hall that was there?
Yeah. Oh, damn. That was...
I remember them putting up a fence around the cage.
Yeah. The salad steel cage.
But I would like a match against Nick.
Whoa.
You don't want the smoke.
Because I know y'all both did it professionally, but I think give me 10 minutes, I'd work y'all.
I think we've been live too long.
Bruh.
10 minutes, I'd work y'all.
The last person who said 10 minutes, I'll work y'all, was doing a bump off of Damien's porch.
Yep.
Do you want to take a bump off of Damien's porch to show?
You take the Donkey Shane, you're not getting up, bro.
Adios, amigo. Y'all have a wonderful week.
Welcome to the Real Chat Podcast. And here's your host, Casey, along with Damien, Nick, and Tommy on the Real Chat Podcast.
We're talking sports and anything else that makes us laugh. Stick around here, hot takes, dumb takes, and troll each other mercilessly.